Hey guys, we're here today in the Northwest outside of Rob's project that's newly renovated and just about to be finished and ready for tenants to move into. A lot of people think buy to let is dead in the current climate, but actually it can work if you buy well and make sure that your numbers are correct. So we're going to take a look inside now. Let's head inside, take a look at the project, where things are up to, and we'll have a chat with Rob about this project and what he's doing going forward. So come on, let's take a look. Okay, so this is a very typical style buy-to-let mid-terrace property in this area. As you can see, you come straight in from the front door into what is now an open plan sort of living and dining area. This will probably be the living room, and then as we come through to the back of the property, another space here for dining. It could just be an extended part of the lounge, and then into the kitchen at the back. The kitchen's been renovated to a really good standard, kind of split into two parts. We've got the sink, the wet areas over here, and then the cooking station over here. And what you often find in these types of properties in this town that we're in is that they kind of have a shared rear yard, and that's exactly the case here. There's about 10 properties that all share a big courtyard, but great location, really good spec downstairs. Let's go take a look upstairs. Okay, so head up onto the landing, really good sized landing. We've got the bathroom on the left hand side here, full bathroom suite in there, brand new. This is the second smaller bedroom at the back. So as I mentioned earlier, this is a 2-bed terrace property. You've got a large master bedroom at the front, and this can double up as a second bedroom or a nursery, maybe for a young couple or young family as well. So let's take a look at the big bedroom now at the front of the property. So coming through here, you can see it's the full width really of the property. Nice big size room, get a big bed in here and plenty of space for wardrobes and storage as well. So a really nicely renovated property. Let's go and have a chat with Rob now downstairs and talk a little bit more about the numbers of the deal. All right, morning Rob, thanks for having us at your property.
Yeah, thanks for coming down.
Yeah, so great to be here, and we're at the end of the project, which is a great place for us to kind of come in and see. Why don't you tell us a little bit about this project and why you chose to buy this house?
Yeah, first of all, we know the Macclesfield area really well. We've already got another 3 properties here. I used to live in Macclesfield about 10 to 15 years ago. This property came up. We actually own one on the street which runs parallel to this. So yeah, came and viewed it when it was on the market, which was back in November 2022. We bid on it. Now it needed a full hit in terms of refurbishment, had some structural issues, had a load of damp issues as well.
So yeah, tell us a little bit about that. Obviously we see it now, nice open plan, white walls, really nice floor. What did the property look like downstairs when you came in through the front door? What was it like?
Okay, yeah, so as I walked through the door, the first impression was that, yeah, this needs a full refurbishment. There was plaster hanging off the wall. The kitchen had been part ripped out. You could smell the damp issues. There's no flooring. So yeah, I had a good look around, and yeah, noticed upstairs there was a few cracks, but nothing, I knew I couldn't resolve. Mm-hmm. The kitchen was closed off. It had this like weird old archway into it, so we opened that up, ripped what was left of the old kitchen out. We tanked it because there's some damp issues at the back as well, and then put a new kitchen in.
So Rob, obviously you bought this, it was originally on the market, wasn't it? And then it went to auction. So tell us a little bit about that process to getting the offer accepted.
Yeah, so I'd originally bid on it before it went to the auction. I decided not to bid on it in the auction because the guide price set, and therefore the reserve, was well above what I'd originally bid on it and what I thought it was worth. So decided not to take part in the auction. It didn't sell in the auction, so then I followed up with the auctioneer, put in an offer, a revised offer from what I'd originally put in, of £80,000. And yeah, I got outbid on that as well because someone else put in an offer post-auction at 88 grand. Mm-hmm. Now, in that time, again, I left it at that point, but in that time, next door came on the market at 165,000.
Wow, that's a big jump.
A big jump. Yeah. So that got me thinking. I was like, well, maybe I've, got the GDV wrong here because I originally put 140 in my numbers. So that really gave me the confidence to increase my bid. So I put in a bid at 89,000, and that's what the deal got agreed at.
Great. So you locked in at 89. With it being an auction, presumably you then had a time period that you had to buy it in. So what was that time period, and what was that process like? Was it scary? Did you have the money for it?
Yeah, it was a 21-day completion period, which was obviously really quick. Luckily, we just refinanced another deal, so we had private investor funds back, and also some of our capital back, so we were ready to move on it pretty quick.
Okay, so from the point of purchase, how long was the refurb from that point?
Purchased in June. The building didn't start till July because I had such a quick completion timescale. I wasn't able to get builders in before I'd completed. They started start of July and they finished at the end of September.
Okay, so roughly sort of 10 to 12 weeks?
Roughly 10 to 12 weeks.
Okay, and how much was the refurb? Presumably it was everything that you had to do, yeah?
Yeah, pretty much everything. So new kitchen, new bathroom, obviously sort of resolving the structural issues.
Yeah.
There was a couple of issues on the roof as well. We put a new back door in, new carpets plastered throughout, new electrics, new boiler. Now, in my original numbers, I put in 25k for the refurb. We brought it in for just over 24k,
right,
which was a really good result.
Under budget, brilliant, fantastic. So we're here now at the point between completion of the refurb and I believe you've got a tenant moving in next week, is that right?
We have, yeah.
Great. So what rent have you achieved to get to that point?
Yeah, so we had loads of interest. We've achieved 825.
Fantastic. And where are you sitting on the end value at this point?
I had a really good result on this. So we had the valuation back this week and that came in at 160, which is what we wanted.
Amazing. Great, fantastic numbers. And there's a lot of people out there at the moment in the current climate and market worried about interest rates. I'm sure your fingers on the pulse with it as well. What would you say to somebody who's maybe looking at projects like this, 2-3 bed buy-to-let properties, and thinking, is buy-to-let dead? What would your answer be to that?
Well, no. I mean, I've been doing buy-to-lets for about 15 years, so I love buy-to-lets, and it's definitely not dead in my opinion. Yes, you're not get the best cash flow at the moment because of interest rates, but yeah, so it's always been a long-term strategy for us. We've come out with a net cash flow of about 150 quid on this one, but I know in a year or two's time I'll be back up to that magical net cash flow number of £300 a month, which we'll be quite happy about. And also we're only leaving about 2k of our own money in this deal, so it's essentially we've got a house for free. Yeah,
it's just a smashing deal, and I think the key at the moment, and this is the thing that I talk to a lot of clients and other investors about, is that gone are the last few years of really low interest rates and massive cash flow on buy-to-let properties. I think now you've got to be a little bit smarter at the front end where you're buying it. Build your profit in on purchase because your cash flow isn't going to be as high due to the interest rates, but you can still get fantastic deals. And I'm sure if you were to sell this, you'd make a really good profit on it, so it works as a flip as well.
Yeah, we would. Yeah, definitely.
Excellent. Okay, so in summary, you bought it for 89,000, you're all in for 120, so roughly 31,000 on the refurb, the legals, auction fees.
Yeah.
You're renting it for 825 a month, and it's worth 160k GDV. Fantastic, great numbers. What's been the biggest learning? Just one.
I think the biggest learning for me was this is the first deal which we've waited for, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We've not gone crazy when it was first in the market, and it's one of those where
you wait.
I've followed up on it,
yeah.
I've kept an eye on it, it's come to auction, I've tracked it in the auction, and I've never bought a deal like that. So, that is a big learning that keep following up, keep track of things, because these properties do come back.
All right, so this one's boxed off and finished. Great news. What's next for Rob Thieker? What's next for you and your business?
Well, as you know, it has got a bit crazy.
Yeah.
In terms of what's next. So we're under offer on 3 properties at the moment.
Great.
All in legals. So we've got 2 houses, both in St Helens. Similar to this one we're in now.
Yeah.
Both, standard, typical 2-bed terraces. Both need a full refurb. So one of those is going to be completed in the new year. Another one might be completed in about February time. And then we've got, which is the biggest property we've ever bought, currently under offer, is a mixed-use property in Staley Bridge. It's about 3,500 square foot.
Yeah.
It's got ground floor commercial, and on the upper floors is a 3-bed apartment, which is absolutely massive. It's about 2,000 square foot, complete waste of space. And yeah, we're looking to go into planning for 7 or 8-bed HMO on the first and second floors. Potentially keeping the commercial, or we might put HMO or some flats in it, or we could do flats in the whole of the building. We're still working through that process of what we could do. Again, this was secured in an auction, so we've had to move quick on it.
Yeah.
Hence why I'm a bit wishy-washy with the plans at the moment. But yeah, we've instructed a planning consultant and we've instructed an architect. At the moment, we're just working through the plans. And then, yeah, what I want to get is a few different options, what we can do with the building. I'll run the numbers, and then, we'll look at the numbers and see what is, going to work the best for this building. Then we'll probably go with that.
Amazing. So really, really busy year ahead, lots of exciting things to work on and scaling up massively, which is great to see. So closing question for you, Rob. If you were to do this again, or somebody who is looking to do a project like this, what's one bit of advice, what's one tip, something that you would share to help them get going on something like this?
Well, make sure you do your due diligence, obviously, and make sure the numbers do work. Essentially with this one, we had patience, we waited, we played the long game, made sure we bought it at the right price, and therefore we were factoring in the value right from the start of the project.
Brilliant. Great. Well, thanks for your time today. Really appreciate you showing us around here. We'll put your social media tags on the screen, but thank you very much, mate, and I look forward to seeing your project.
No worries, I enjoyed it. Thanks for coming.
Nice one. Cheers. Thanks, guys.